Hello everyone, Eddie Moore here. Just wanted to say thank you again for all the support on the last video. But I have another story to tell of when I was young, and it has to do with Jesus and stuff. But like I said, I grew up in a Christian home. My parents obviously told me about drugs and alcohol. Didn't always listen. Most kids don't, but I shouldn't say that. But anyway, I was probably around 13 years old, and I was hanging out with an older kid. Excuse me. And he asked me to go for a drive in his new truck, and it was late, and it was about the time I was supposed to be coming home. And we got in his pickup, and as soon as we got in, we headed out of town, and I realized he wasn't just buzzed, he was wasted drunk, and I was nervous. Well, we headed out north of Beulah, and it's about 10 miles, and there's a power plant and a gasification plant out there. Well, from the main highway from Beulah out there, there's a curve, a corner basically, and it's a 90-degree corner. They have it posted at 45, and if you hit it at 45 miles an hour, it actually is almost a little fast for a corner speed. But they have it a little faster because all the plant employees come by there and they want to keep the road clear. So it's the middle of winter, it's icier than heck. Cold, I mean glare ice, and he's got a four-wheel drive pickup. So we're heading down the road, going back to Beulah, and he floors it. And he's going through the gears, and he's got it in four-wheel drive, and as he's going through the gears, the pickup is literally sliding one way, then he hits another gear, and then we're sliding into the other lane, and he's using the grass on the shoulders of the road to keep us on the road. His tires hit, and he would pull us back over. As we're approaching this corner, I see he's not slowing down. And I looked over at the speedometer, and it was going from 90 to 100, 90 to 100. So he was spinning up to 100 miles an hour, and his tires were kind of catching back at 90. So we had to have been at least doing 80 to 90 miles an hour for sure. And we got heading towards that corner, and I started to get a really bad feeling in my gut. And I'm sure a lot of you know what that feeling is. And if you don't have that feeling, I guess I'd be worried, because that's usually means that's the Lord knocking, or your conscience, Jesus saying, hey, watch out. Well, all of a sudden into my head pops my mom's voice. My mom's prayers literally kept me alive, people, by the way. My mom has religiously prayed for me. I have miracle after miracle of my mother praying for me, and me calling her the next second, telling her something happened, and she just said that she prayed for me specifically for that. But I remember her saying, if you do one thing to remember, you never get into a vehicle with somebody who's been drinking and driving. And as I was coming to that corner, I remember her saying that, and I remember getting this really sad feeling over me, like, I wish I would have listened, and I just got sad. So I reached over and I grabbed my seatbelt, I put it on, and I said, well, Jesus, I love you, I'm sorry, but this is it, we're not going to make it. We're not going to make this corner. It's impossible to go around this corner, you guys. It's not, well, we hit a dry patch. No, even at the speed we were going on dry pavement, we would not have made the corner. We were doing 90, 80, 90 miles an hour on glare ice. So I start approaching the corner. The driver, he's having a good old time, and I'm just sitting there calm. I wasn't really too nervous at that point. I just knew I knew where I was going to go after I died, and I was more sad because I knew my mom was going to be really devastated. But then we got to that corner, and as I braced to go off the edge of the corner, two light entities came on one side of the vehicle and one on the other. And as soon as they came down next to the vehicle, we started the corner. They came down next to the car. We started going around the corner, and right when they came to the outside of the vehicle, it's like on Star Wars, when they go into time warp and everything goes streak beside you. And almost like it made a noise, but I don't know if it did make a noise actually. But when they came down, we went boom. It's kind of all the best I can describe it. They came down, I looked over, I seen out of my right, I looked to my right, and I could see the lights being come down, like I would have to say a translucent angel. That's what I would almost 100%, but I don't know for sure. But they were angels. There was one on the other side of the vehicle, and as soon as we started that corner, they came down and the vehicle went boom, and all of a sudden we were facing the other direction, heading towards town. We had gone around the corner, and the driver started swerving erratically, going whoa, whoa, because he didn't know quite what happened, but he knew something happened. He was just too drunk. And as we came out and we were heading towards Beulah, I was like, what happened? I thought we were actually almost, it happened so quick I didn't know if we were crashing at the point, but as soon as we passed that corner, I knew what had happened, and I literally broke down, didn't know what to say. I went home, I tried telling my mom, and of course, nobody wants to believe a guy when they're young, ever, but it's a real thing happened. It's one of the numerous things that has happened in my life. There'll be more to come, and I hope you like this one. God bless. Jesus saves.